Hey guys, I'm Caleb with Baker Overland. Welcome back to Gear Review Wednesday. And today we're taking a look at a bunch of batteries. Some of these I've reviewed before, some of them I never have. And I wanted to take a minute and kind of talk through this because a couple of these are great buys, super unique products, and I love them. And a few of these are absolute duds. I don't really get in the habit of throwing companies under the bus. Sometimes a company will send me a product, and if I have a bad experience with it, I just don't do a review. I just tell them, hey, this wasn't for me. But in the situation where I use a product in videos on my channel and you guys see the product in use, if something goes south with that product, and if the company refuses to do anything about it, I feel obligated to make a review about that. And I've actually only done that one time in the history of this channel, and today is going to be the second. I think that a company's reputation is based off of two things. Number one, it's based off of the quality of their product, but everybody has duds, right? Everybody occasionally has something that doesn't work out, goes south. And in that instance, that's where the other part of the equation comes into play, and that is the customer service. How do they respond when something goes awry? I think those two things together tell you everything you need to know about the reputation and the trustworthiness of any given company. And this is a situation where I had a dud and the company refused to own it, refused to do anything about it. And so I'm going to start this review by telling you about that. I put it in the thumbnail, I put it in the title, and I just want to let you guys know right off the top. This is the Zero Breeze Elect Hive. It is a beast of a battery. When it works, it's amazing. This thing can run the Zero Breeze on high for an extremely long period of time. I used it a handful of times across the 6 months that I owned it. Garage kept, always made sure that it was kept out of the elements. I don't always do that with my batteries. The Jackery was left in the elements, got rained on and everything. But this one was protected, usually kept in the cab of the truck or in my garage. And for whatever reason, after a couple of months, it just quit turning on. It won't power on. I've charged it. I've checked the power cable to make sure it's good. It is good. I have done everything that I could, looked up online ways to reset it, reached out to Zero Breeze, said, hey guys, this is what's going on. They refused to troubleshoot the issue at all. They refused to replace the product at all. And they would make zero concessions, just said, we're sorry that happened. Basically, good luck. See you later. And Zero Breeze is a company that I actually have made money off of too. Just so you guys know, me making this review may potentially burn this bridge. I've done sponsored videos with them before. In fact, I did a video not too long ago on my channel that was 100% paid for by Zero Breeze. They were the sole title sponsor of that project. And I like being able to make videos and make money. Obviously, that's part of my job. And so I hate to throw them under the bus, so to speak. But the truth is, I'm not really throwing them under the bus. They're kind of throwing themselves under the bus on this one. They know that I'm making marketing content for them. And if they are unwilling to address a product failure in their line for me, when they know I'm going to make marketing content like this, then it's very likely that they're going to be unwilling to work with you as well. So I cannot recommend buying the Elect Hive. It's an expensive battery. When it worked, it was great, but it didn't even make it half a year. And so don't buy this one. On the flip side, we have the Jackery. This thing, I have used and abused this thing, and it just keeps on trucking. But I did recently replace this with the Anker C1000, which is right out of the camera view on my truck running my fridge. And I love that product. I am sponsored by Anker, but I would tell you if it wasn't meeting my expectations, just like I did with Zero Breeze, even though they were paying me too. And the Anker's doing great so far. We'll see how that does over time. So far, I'm very happy with it. Jackery does great. Biggest difference between the Jackery and the C1000 is this takes a long time to charge, and it doesn't hold its charge nearly as long as the Anker. Now let's pivot. Let's talk about these little guys here. This one right here is a product called the C300, and it is also by Anker. I like to think of this small battery and this Etaker here as kind of being in the same product category. They are smaller batteries, much more portable, lightweight. Both of them have a handle. And then they both have a light source. So on this little guy, the backside is a light. It's almost like carrying a flashlight. And on this one, you have this pop-up lantern style light. I almost like to think of these little guys as lanterns first that just so happen to be able to charge your phone and even power your refrigerator. This one does have a 12-volt plug. You could do that for a short period of time. They're not really intended for the same thing that these or the Anker C1000 are intended for. I have seen videos from the Anker marketing where they show like backpackers taking this and like a Starlink Mini out to power and get internet. I personally have a hard time seeing that actually happening because the backpackers that I know are all about cutting weight to extremes. You know, this weighs 10 pounds maybe, I don't know. And I just don't see someone putting that in a backpack to carry. That's a lot of weight. But it is definitely more portable, obviously, than the big boys. So maybe so. For me, I see this primarily as a product you can use in the tent. This is very easy to get up in a tent or down. If you have sleep apnea, maybe you could use this to power a CPAP. Now, it doesn't have a 120, so the Etaker is going to be more your go-to for something like that. But if you could convert it to 12 volt, you could do that. Really, this is charging phones, charging watches, charging tablets, and then having that ability to turn that lantern on, maybe hang this from a little carabiner up somewhere in the tent, or even just set it down in the corner. That's really where I see this product getting used the most. I think the portability is the primary kind of selling point of the C300. You don't always want to carry a big battery bank over to your camp chair, but maybe you want to charge your phone and still be able to use it. Something like this would be great for that. Last weekend, I did a trip with my daughter and actually had this on the tailgate of the truck, used it in the evening, used it in the morning. It was a great way to keep stuff powered. Pulled this up in the tent at night, was able to charge your iPad up there. That's kind of the thing. It's got this sling attachment here. You can wear it across your chest if you do want to take it on a hike. But I think the majority of the way I'm going to use this is going to be portable power around camp when I need it. And the little light is a super nice benefit. This is kind of like the Goal Zero Crush light, but built into the bank, to give you some context. So that's the main points I wanted to hit on these batteries. You know, they each have pros and cons. I'm not the type of person that makes a habit of throwing someone under the bus. I said that earlier in the video, and I'm gonna reiterate it again now. But if a company has a dud, which every company does, doesn't matter who they are, the highest quality manufacturing processes in the world still have things that slip through the cracks. It's gonna happen. And that's why you don't judge a company solely on product quality and longevity, but also on customer service. When something fails, do they make it right? And if they don't, you guys need to know that. So my recommendation, if you want a small, compact, portable battery that's also a good light source, the Etaker and the Anker C300, great products. I've got links to both of these in the description down below. If you need something with a little more juice, like a Jackery or a C1000, like I have on my truck that I've already done a review of, I've also got links to those two products down in the description below. And then obviously I'm not going to be linking to a Lek Hive because it doesn't even turn on. Hope you guys appreciated this video. I hope that it was helpful. I'm going to try to keep these coming at you every Wednesday. Gear Review Wednesday. That's the name of the game. We're going to try and get a product to tell you a little bit about, give you our recommendations. And then on Sunday, we're going to keep hitting you with the trip videos or the expo videos, depending on what's going on at that time of year. And so I always appreciate you guys watching this. Thanks so much. If you want to become a member, hit that join button here on YouTube. Thank you to all of our members that are supporting the channel. Really appreciate you guys, as well as our sponsors. Most importantly, remember, the more you camp, the less deer the aliens abduct.